It is becoming sincerely a deep mental illness.
Yeah.
A mental illness. What I'm sorry, but I went to Target on Friday, and I'm just, we're just going to buy bananas, and then I go by the swimsuit area, and are the bananas here? Because sure looks like there's lots of bananas in the women's swimsuit section, and it's not the women's swimsuit section. They look like women's swimsuits, but they're not. They are for trans people. Now, let's not be stupid. Trans people have been with us for a long time. And in one auction, I so regret that I just didn't go an extra bid. I was bidding on a letter from the 1880s, and it was from a fort out someplace out west in the middle of nowhere. And it was a letter to somebody back home, and they said, Mrs. Waffelheimer, or whatever her name was, Mrs. Waffelheimer died, and she was our cook, and she was the greatest cook ever, and we miss her so much. We were surprised, however, to when we found her dead body, we were surprised as we were putting her in her coffin to see that basically she had junk downstairs. She was a dude the whole time. So this is not something new. It's been around. I have no problem with trans if that's what you want to do. But it is a very small percentage, less than 1% of the population. Let me say it again, less than 1%. And you would think we are a country made up of trans people. And I have to tell you, when you have bathing suits for kids with the tuck it option, you got a problem as a nation, a real problem as a nation. And I would suggest we stop it right now. I've said to you before, the greatest advice anyone can give you is live not by lies. Do not live, endorse, or associate with anyone who is telling lies. And right now, our entire society is lying. Remove yourself from that. When I was walking down the aisles I about lost my mind walking down the aisles of Target, and I saw all of this trans stuff and rainbows everywhere. And I'm like, can we please, for the love of Pete, have some balance in our lives? Now, let me give you the story today that I think, hopefully, will awaken some people. I mean, I'm wide awake. I hope my wife is wide awake. I hope this will awaken people and say, okay, no more Target. No more Target. But I will tell you, I spent the whole weekend here in the studio recording my new book, Dark Future. And it's 500 pages. So over 2 days and 12 hours, I only made it through half of the book. But it is really, really good. It's going to come out here in about 4 weeks. You'll be able to get it now if you can. Get the audiobook, but please, and you'll understand why when you read it, get the hardbound copy as well. Don't just get it digitally. These books will go away soon, if we really go much further. Anyway, in this book, you will find how deeply in bed Walmart is with the WEF. I mean, they are neck deep with the World Economic Forum and ESG and all of that stuff. So you're losing Walmart and you're losing Target. but it's high time we lose them if that's the side they want to be on. Now, what side is that? They'll say they're just being open. They're being inclusive. I want you to listen to this story. Target is already facing boycotts for selling tuck-friendly bathing suits and LGBTQ onesies for babies. Now it's been revealed that Target is selling LGBTQ pride products from a designer that appears to promote violence, drug use, and Satanism. Target sells 3 items by the brand Abprellin. We Belong Everywhere messenger bags, Too Queer for Here messenger bag, Cure Transphobia, Not Trans People t-shirts. LGBTQ items are available on the Target website and in its stores. Target describes all of the products as all items were designed for all bodies, regardless of gender identity and presentation. I want you just to hear this. Remember that the goal of Black Lives Matter, stated on their page until they removed it because everybody went, wait a minute, what? Is to destroy families. The biggest thing in the global warming movement is to destroy families by telling people don't have children. And who else wants to destroy families and children? Satan. That's who. Okay. We added design features to help make the fit customizable for you. In other words, Target is saying you can tuck your little wiener in and wear a chick's bathing suit. That is not normal. How many are you selling of those, Target? How many? I'm going to go and I'm making my last stop at Target. I am going and buying some of these things for the museum because someday no one will believe that these were on the shelves of giant box stores like Target. Our hope is that our guests find clothing that makes them feel comfortable and affirmed in their identity. You are either male or you're female, period. Now, you can dress any way you want, but you are either male or female, period. You go into a hospital and you're bleeding downstairs and you say you're a woman, but you ain't a woman, the doctor's going to work on you as a male, not a female. He's going to look at your wiener and say, that doesn't look like something you should be bleeding out of. Oh, my God. We understand that fit is incredibly important. Yeah, Target, truth is more important. And we'll continue to evolve and improve on fit needs for LGBTQISRNT. In the product descriptions, Target credits Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, and they have a 10-year partnership with Gleason. They lead the movement, according to Target, in creating affirming, accessible, and anti-racist spaces. Now, how are you suddenly... Why is LGBTQI2+, why are they now claiming that they make things that are anti-racist too? You could be homophobic, you could be transphobic, you could be two-spirit phobic. That's the one that gets me. I'm spooked by those two-spirit people. But racism? Anyway, we're proud of 10 years plus celebration with the support of their mission, blah, blah, blah. Now, you go to the website of the company that they have partnered with, based in London, and you find that it was founded by a gay trans man. Great. The founder and designer is Eric Callan, and according to Translash, a website that is building experiences to advance trans narratives, histories, healings, and most importantly, the human rights of trans people. He started this company, and then he wrote about his contract with Target. He said, and I quote, "Being able to sell my stuff in Target stores is incredibly exciting. Knowing that people are seeing it without necessarily explicitly seeking LGBTQ-related stuff is wonderful. I'm especially happy about the thought that young closeted people will see it, and I hope in some way they'll feel a little more comfortable in themselves, as we deserve to feel. You can get the sweatshirt and the bags on Target's website or in stores." He goes on, "These have already got the transphobes infuriated with me, and I feel like quite the celebrity to think that they believe this is all some sort of big conspiracy and that I have any power to brainwash anyone. I'm just some guy drawing pictures." Are you? Kellen claims that the word groomer is a right-wing transphobic word. However, he also goes on to confess that he was groomed when he was young, and he will likely be working through it for the rest of his life. "When I was in my very early teens, I was groomed and in an abusive relationship / friendship with a person 10 years older than me." However, his designs, nearly all feature the colors of the transgender flag, appear to promote violence, drug use, and Satanism. There are designs that seem to call for violence, including a pin with 2 axes that reads, "Fight for Trans Rights." There is a design with a guillotine with skulls near it that reads, "Homophobic Headrest." Now imagine if I made a t-shirt that had a guillotine and skulls and I said, "Liberal Headrest." Do you think they would say I was promoting violence? He sells a pin with a ball and chain flail weapon that says, "We bash back." Gay bashing, lesbian bashing, trans bashing, queer bashing, all far too prevalent in this world. And from the comments shouted on the streets to the horrific violent crimes committed against LGBTQ plus people, sometimes there's only one language those who harass us understand. Some might say turn the other cheek, but others would advise to bash them back. And if you're going to do that, why not do it with a heart-shaped pastel-colored mace? One design features a lit lighter with the words, "Burn down the system." The system is what keeps trans kids from feeling free. This is what he's writing now on Instagram. Their true selves. It makes the world dangerous for them to live in. It causes people to feel guilty for transitioning. It aims to ensure that we stay in rigid boxes set up at birth. It makes it harder for trans women to get jobs, housing, insurance. It tells non-binary people that they don't exist. It's the reason trans women face both misogyny and transphobia in equal measure. It's becoming the system that trans men are erased and overlooked. Now, trans men or trans women, I'm not sure. We don't need to restructure it, he writes. We need to burn it down and start up again in a system that doesn't police gender or expression. A world that allows exploration, changing our minds, dressing how we want to, taking up the space we need, being treated as we deserve. We need to burn down the system and create a world where trans people don't get to just live, but thrive. His account also encourages transgender people to bite TERFs, which is trans exclusionary radical feminist. The design features a snake biting a hand of a human, and the caption reads, "Never trust a TERF. They're not well-meaning. They just don't care about cis women's rights. They don't have the right intentions. Avoid them when you can and bite them when you can't." Other slogans that you will find from the designer of the Target clothing: "Join my gay cult," "Transitioning saves lives," "Heteronormativity." How do you say that, Pat?
Heteronormativity.
Heteronormativity is a plague. "Binding doesn't make you less of a man," and trans witches for abortion. So I think we're doing good. Hail trans demons, he also says. Oh, and one more T-shirt available. Satan respects pronouns. Congratulations. Are you shopping at Target? I hope not.